Hey everyone, this is Brian with Anderson Pens, and today we're going to take a look at our new Anderson Pens section sealant. This is a rosin-based thread sealant that you can use in your vintage pen repair to seal off anything basically that has a thread. Now I should note that anything, if you're repairing a Parker 51 and you're sealing a hood, you should still use shellac on that, but I use this primarily on sealing off sections on Schaefer snorkels, Schaefer touchdowns. You can also use it on Parker Vacuumatic sections to seal it off. But it's a nice sealant. It has a lower softening point than shellac, and it's just a really nice material to work with. First things first, when you get this, I do highly recommend that you set it on a flat counter and surface and let it sit overnight before you open it up. While this is a fairly, it looks like it's a solid, it will shift, and if it's in the package shipping to you, it may be upside down, it may be on its side. So the sealant will shift in the vial. So let it sit overnight, and so it'll even out. It takes a long time for it to get that way, but overnight it should flatten out really nice. We have a couple things you're going to need. I use a toothpick. You can use any other similar type of maybe a little sharp device, but a toothpick is really perfect for this application. And I always have one or two pieces of tissue paper or toilet paper works fine. Handy to wipe off any excess. This is a very sticky material, so we're going to use a very minimal amount, enough to do the job. A little goes a long way, so if you have too much, it'll get everywhere. It gets sticky. You don't want it on your clothes, but it's an exceptional material to work with. So I've got my heat gun here. You can also use a hairdryer, but we need some heat source, even a lamp or something we need to soften the sealant. Heat gun is preferred. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this on, and I use the same settings that I use when I am opening and closing any vintage pen when I'm trying to take a section out. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just heat up, warm up a little bit the sealant so that we can pick it. It's very, very sticky. And you can see how sticky and gooey it is. Now this, what I've got on here, is probably too much. So now what we're going to do is we're going to heat this up. Now I've got my pen in a position here ready to be threaded. So on snorkels and touchdowns, I like to start that first thread on there so that it's easier to handle. Now I'm going to heat this up, and again, what you see here is actually probably too much. We're going to get a little excess. And rotate your toothpick and this will it will harden quite quickly. So I'm going to heat it up a little bit. And we see we got this big glop here, and I'm going to try to just kind of spread it out a little bit more evenly. But now I'm going to make sure this is soft, because like I say, it will start to harden immediately. I'm going to screw this on, and I may even unscrew it a little bit. Now we're going to spread it back over those threads a little bit more evenly. And now I've got that tight where I want it to be. Now I've got this excess on here. We want to get this off. Just give it a little bit of another round in the heat. And then what I'll do is I'll put it on the cloth, and then I will rotate and move the pen at the same time. We don't want to sit there in the same spot, because then we're just smearing the sealants on the pen. Fold that over, and then I'm just going to give it one last pass here just to make sure it's nice and clean. Then here I can just rotate it. And there we go. This, you give this a little bit of time to cool off, and you should not be able to unscrew this with your bare hands. You will need heat to unscrew this. So that is how you use your rosin-based Anderson Pens section sealant.